Are you ready for some potentially life-changing news about your Social Security benefits? Right now, thousands of SSA recipients across the country are checking their mailboxes and bank accounts with anticipation. And you should be too. We're talking about a massive $6,500 payment that could be hitting accounts by June 26th. And this isn't just a one-time occurrence. Some recipients are actually receiving this payment twice, which means we're looking at potentially $13,000 in additional benefits for eligible individuals. But here's the critical question everyone is asking: are you one of the recipients who qualifies for this extraordinary payment? And more importantly, do you know what steps you need to take right now to ensure you don't miss out? If you want to stay updated on all the latest Social Security news, payment schedules, and benefit changes that could impact your financial future, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an important update that could put money directly into your pocket. The Social Security Administration has been making significant adjustments to payment schedules and benefit amounts throughout 2025. And what we're seeing with these $6,500 payments represents one of the most substantial developments in recent memory. But before we dive into who's eligible and when these payments are being distributed, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are some people receiving this payment twice? And what does this mean for the overall Social Security system? The answer lies in a complex web of administrative corrections, delayed payments from previous months, and adjustments to cost of living calculations that have created this unique situation. When we talk about $6,500 payments, we're not referring to regular monthly Social Security benefits that most recipients are familiar with. Instead, these payments represent a combination of several factors working together. First, there are retroactive payments for individuals whose benefits were calculated incorrectly in previous months. Second, we have supplemental payments related to cost of living adjustments that weren't properly applied when they should have been. Third, there are catch-up payments for recipients who experience delays in their benefit processing due to administrative backlogs. And finally, there are special one-time payments related to legislative changes that have recently taken effect. The reason some recipients are seeing these payments twice is particularly interesting and stems from how the Social Security Administration processes corrections and adjustments. When the SSA identifies an error in previous payments or determines that additional benefits are owed, they often issue what's called a corrective payment. However, due to processing delays and system updates, some of these corrective payments have been issued multiple times to the same recipients. While this might sound like an error that would need to be repaid, the SSA has indicated that recipients who receive duplicate payments due to administrative errors will not be required to return the additional funds, provided they meet certain eligibility criteria. So who exactly is eligible for these $6,500 payments? The primary recipients fall into several categories, and understanding these categories is crucial for determining whether you might be expecting one of these payments. The first group includes Social Security disability insurance recipients who experienced delays in their benefit calculations during the transition to new payment systems earlier this year. These individuals may have been receiving reduced payments while their cases were being reviewed, and the $6,500 represents the accumulated difference between what they should have received and what they actually received. The second major group consists of supplemental security income recipients who were affected by changes in state supplementation programs. When states adjust their supplementation amounts, it can create temporary gaps in federal coordination, leading to underpayments that must later be corrected through lump sum distributions. The third group includes retirement benefit recipients who turned 65 or reached full retirement age during a period when processing delays were particularly severe, causing their benefit increases to be applied retroactively rather than in real time. Additionally, there's a fourth group that many people don't know about, which includes recipients who were entitled to survivor benefits or spousal benefits that weren't properly calculated when they first became eligible. The SSA has been conducting systematic reviews of these cases, and when errors are discovered, the corrective payments can be substantial, often reaching the $6,500 threshold we're discussing today. The timing of these payments is also crucial to understand. While June 26th has been mentioned as a key date, the reality is that these payments are being distributed over several weeks, with the exact timing depending on your specific situation and payment method. Recipients who receive their regular Social Security benefits via direct deposit are typically seeing these additional payments appear in their accounts first, often within 1 to 3 business days of the regular payment schedule. Those who receive paper checks may experience longer delays, as the physical checks must be printed, mailed, and delivered through the postal system. But here's where things get really important for you as a recipient. the SSA is not automatically notifying everyone who might be eligible for these payments. In many cases, you need to take proactive steps to ensure you receive what you're entitled to. This means checking your Social Security account online, reviewing your benefit statements for any discrepancies, and potentially contacting the SSA directly if you believe you may be owed additional payments. If you haven't already done so, creating an online Social Security account should be your immediate priority. Through this portal, you can view your complete payment history, see any pending adjustments to your benefits, and track the status of any corrective payments that may be processing. The system is updated regularly, and you'll often see pending payments appear in your account several days before they actually hit your bank account or arrive as a check. One of the most common questions we're hearing is whether recipients need to report these additional payments on their tax returns. The answer depends on the nature of the payment and your overall income situation. Generally speaking, Social Security benefits, including corrective payments and retroactive benefits, follow the same tax rules as regular benefits. If you typically don't pay taxes on your Social Security income because your total income is below certain thresholds, then these additional payments likely won't change that situation. However, if you're in a higher income bracket where a portion of your Social Security benefits are taxable, these additional payments could potentially push you into a higher tax bracket or increase the percentage of your benefits that are subject to taxation. For recipients who are receiving these payments twice, the tax implications can be more complex. The SSA will issue appropriate tax documents reflecting the total amount of benefits paid during the tax year, regardless of whether some payments were duplicates or corrections. This means you'll need to report the full amount received, but you should also keep detailed records of any communications from the SSA explaining the nature of these payments. The broader implications of these payment adjustments extend beyond just the immediate financial impact on recipients. They reflect ongoing efforts by the Social Security Administration to modernize their systems, correct historical errors, and ensure that all eligible individuals receive the full benefits they're entitled to under the law. This process has been accelerated in recent months due to increased funding for SSA operations and new technological systems that make it easier to identify and correct payment discrepancies. Looking ahead, recipients should be aware that this may not be the last round of corrective payments. The SSA has indicated that they're continuing to review cases and identify additional individuals who may be owed retroactive benefits. This means that even if you don't receive a payment by June 26th, you shouldn't assume you're not eligible for future corrective payments. For those who do receive these payments, financial advisors recommend treating them as a windfall that should be managed carefully. While $6,500 or even $13,000 can provide significant financial relief, it's important to consider how best to use these funds. Some recipients may want to pay down debt, others might choose to build up their emergency savings, and some may decide to invest the money for long-term growth. The key is to make a thoughtful decision rather than spending the money impulsively. As we continue to monitor this developing situation, make sure you're staying informed about all Social Security updates and changes that could affect your benefits. The landscape of Social Security is constantly evolving, and being proactive about understanding your rights and benefits is the best way to ensure you receive everything you're entitled to under the program.